Hey everybody, welcome to the show. I'm glad everybody's here participating. My name is John, I'm your Pamper Chef consultant. Tonight for dinner we're having teriyaki ribs with grilled pineapple. Our ingredients are simple. We have baby back ribs. We have what's going to be making up of our sauce. We have pineapple preserves, ketchup, a little bit of teriyaki base and glaze. We have our garlic that we're going to be using later, some cayenne pepper, and pineapple. Over here we've got our deep cover baker. We'll get into that in just a second. What I'm going to show you now is how we're going to remove the membrane from our pork tenderloin, not tenderloin, but our baby back ribs. First thing I like to do is I always like to wipe them off, get any excess moisture off of there. What we're going to do is we're going to use our boning knife. And it looks like the butcher, when they did this, they already cut it a little bit right there. So it's going to come off in two places. You're going to use your boning knife. You're going to get underneath this, what they call the silver or the membrane. So you're going to get your boning knife underneath the tip. Start pulling up just a little bit. And as you get it coming up, it's going to come right on off. It's just real easy to do. The hard part is getting a grip. Any excess fat you want to get rid of, now's the chance to do that as well. Now the reason why you're going to remove this is if you don't remove it, the back side of the rib remains tough when you try to eat it. It's very chewy. This stuff doesn't really cook off like normal fat. Normal fat will just melt while it's cooking. This doesn't do this. This just stays. It keeps its shape, and it just gets really chewy. So it make for a better taste, better chew, is to remove that silver lining. And right off it comes. Just like that.
Is that all that needs to come off?
That's all it needs to come off.
So the rest of that is okay?
The rest of that's good. So now we're going to salt and pepper, and we're going to cut them off individually. A little bit of salt on each side, also some pepper. I like to use ground black pepper. It's fresher, and you don't have to use quite as much of it because it is fresh. It's going to give you a good flavor right on there. Salt and pepper to taste. Some people like a little bit more, some people like a little less, but it is to taste. Now, you're going to take your boning knife. This is part of our forged cutlery. I've had these for years. In fact, I took them with me to culinary school, even though they provided me with my own. I took these with me. I love them that much. They're nice, comfortable in the hand, and they are very well balanced. They're made of German steel, and they will last you a lifetime. We're going to come right in here and cut right through these bones, or not through the bones, but in between the bones. Right here, right in between. Now you have to be careful because these bones do curve at time to time. They'll take a curve in, so it goes a little bit more that way. So you just have to kind of follow the meat with your boning knife. Just cut right down the middle. And it's always important to have good, sharp knives. More people get cut by themselves by using a dull knife. It's always important to have a nice sharp knife. And that's another good reason to get this cutlery set. They stay sharp a long time. And if you ever need to get them sharpened, you'll have to go to a professional because you just can't do it yourself. It needs to be done by a pro. All right. So these are ready to go into our deep cover baker. I've already done half the ribs. Put them in there, and they are going cut side down. So the side we just cut, we're going to lay them down first, just like so. And it is okay to make 2 layers because baby back ribs are pretty big. You're not going to get them all in there on one shot, and that's okay. So making 2 layers is perfectly fine. The only other ingredient we need to add, here's our water. We're going to cover this, bake it on high for 8 minutes. Then we're going to flip them. And after that, we're going to cut them back in for another 8 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes, until they're done. We'll be right back, guys. All right, welcome back, everybody. We're about 2.5 minutes away from our ribs being done. We're going to throw together our sauce real quick. We have here in our glass prep bowls, this is the teriyaki glaze, and I have my little small rubber spatula to get all the goodness out of there. And I'm putting it into the small batter bowl. Get all that goodness out of there. Don't leave any behind. No teriyaki left behind. Got the ketchup. We have the pineapple preserves. We have our cayenne pepper going in. And I'm going to leave this right here for a second. We have our garlic cloves. Now, as you can tell, I have not peeled these. These are still not peeled. I'm using my garlic press. It goes in. The garlic press is going to push it right on out. And you have this handy little dad. If you have anything stuck on the inside, you take that, push it right on in, and it comes right out. If you look there, there's your peel. It goes right into the trash. Now the recipe calls for 1. I'm using 2 because we like things a little garlicky around here. We don't like any vampires, so we're going to add a little extra, okay? So there we go. We're going to scrape it off. See, this time, as you can see, it's stuck in there. So it's handy. This comes with your garlic press. It cleans it out. And it also has the hook there so you can get the peels out if they stick, just like that. So you really don't ever have to touch the garlic. Who likes garlicky hands, right? Everybody goes to work, they know what you've been doing. You don't want that. So we have all our dirty dishes. I'm reserving 1 because we're going to have to reserve this. Gonna mix it all up. I got my whisk out just in case. Uh-oh. You hear that? Sounds like the ribs are ready. I'm gonna let them rest a minute. We'll get to them in a second. This smells good. Now, I know we put a little salt and pepper on the ribs. I always like to add just a little extra salt. Just a little. If I didn't, my chef would kick me, okay? A little pepper too, just for good measure. Now, like I said, we're going to reserve a ½ cup. The good things about these prep bowls, they have the measurements on them. Right here. So right here is a ½ cup. So I know exactly how much I need to pour in there to reserve. Now the rest of this is going to go in our stainless steel mixing bowl. Why are we going to put them in the stainless steel mixing bowl? It's a good question. Why are we dirtying up 2 dishes? Can't toss the ribs in this thing, right? So I guess what we could have done is we could have mixed everything up in the stainless steel bowl, but then it was a little bit harder to get your measurements out into the small prep bowl. So everything has its purpose. Out and good. Now the recipe did call for 1/4 to a ½ teaspoon of cayenne. We went with 1/4 just because we don't like it that spicy here at my house. I am going to use my stainless steel whisk just to give it a good mixing, just to make sure everything is mixed up really good inside there. Everything you see here that I have used so far except for the deep cover baker, can go right into your dishwasher. You don't even have to wash dishes. Just let the dishwasher do it. Sous chef keeps yelling at me. Let's go see what them ribs look like. And then we're going to throw them on the grill and get some jar marks on them. You got to be careful. You don't want to touch them. It's still hot. It's coming out of the microwave, and this is a stone. Stone does hold that heat. Let's take a quick peek. Do not put your head over that when you open it up. All that steam will come up in your face and burn you. Safety tip. I'm still a little old school. I still have the analog thermometer. That's right. We're going to put this in here. We're going to see where our ribs are at. And does anybody know where we want them to be? 160 degrees, thereabouts. And since it's not digital, it takes a little while to register. Can you see that? We're a little bit above 160. That's okay. They're going to be going on the grill here shortly. I'm going to take my tongs and we're going to drop them into the bowl. Now, one thing you could have done, instead of using a 1/4 cup of water, you could have used a 1/4 cup of apple juice. Apple juice goes really well with pork, or apples in general goes really good with pork. And it also give it a different flavor. And it's all about developing flavors. You know, you add that little bit of apple to it. If you use some apple chips on your grill, you're adding some dimensions of flavor there that people aren't expecting, and it's just going to really make it stand out. Now, this recipe that we are putting together tonight will serve 4, maybe 6 people if they eat like a little birdie, but for the most part, 4 people. Now I'm going to remove my deep cover baker off to the side so I don't get burnt. Going to use our mix and scrape. We're going to coat these ribs up. Get them nice and coated. Man, it smells good. Garlic and that teriyaki. All right. Now, I'm gonna run this outside. We're gonna throw them on the grill. Put little grill marks on our pineapple. We're gonna put some on our pork, and we'll be back in just a minute with the finished product. So I have my Pamper Chef tongs. They are safe, I think, up to 400 degrees, maybe 6, I can't remember. But I'm just dropping these things right onto the grill. All we're trying to do is get some grill marks. These ribs are already done. You don't want to leave them on there too long. And I'm putting them right over the heat. Now we have some pineapple. We're just going to lay that on there too, and we're just trying to get some grill marks. And the pineapple also, the heat from the grill will bring out some natural sweetness of the pineapple, and it's really going to be good. We're going to drop the lid. We'll be back in about 2 to 3 minutes with the finished product. All right, everybody, our last segment. Here we have our finished product. our ribs with their grill marks, our grilled pineapple, some leftover dipping sauce for anyone who would like to have some, and that's it. You know, we looked at maybe 35, 40 minutes maybe, and dinner's ready. How about you?